Much, and like you've rightly said, I'm in the county of West Pokot and specifically in Kiriamet, which actually, from what I've heard from the speeches, means a meeting point, and it definitely is a meeting point today. We've got a lot of people who are here, and from what we've also been told, and we're going to be hearing it from some of the people we're going to interview just now, the fact that there's now, mobile phone network here has changed a lot, begun to change a lot, and there's a lot of promise of what it can do, because there's been the launch of the specific plaques, the voice infrastructure project under the phase 2 of the Universal Service Fund, which has just been launched by the CS for ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, that's Joe Musheru, who we are going to be speaking to just now first, to just get a sense of, Waziri, thank you for coming all the way here. It's quite a distance, I must say. Maybe just to give us a brief on what exactly is this, and basically people want to know, so what?
It's a distance, but it's still Kenya. And I think you can see all the people here who are really happy to have connectivity. Maybe people in Nairobi and other areas have been enjoying the connections. They've been able to talk with everyone easily. But here there has been no network. And through the Universal Service Fund, which is meant to go to areas which are not necessarily economically capable, we've been able to come and put a full network. Now we have 4G services. We're using our videos. We can see what's going on in the rest of the country. So this means that the connectivity which we've been talking about, which you've been seeing launched across the country, Kenyans are enjoying. And this is not the only location that we've offered these services. It's many places in the country, but we've ensured that today we've come and launched, and you've seen we have everybody here. The county is come, led by the governor, the people that we've been working with through the communications authority, as well as the vendors. Everybody is here to celebrate. And of course, the community themselves, now they have network, they have signal, and they can participate in this development like everybody else.
So when you talk about the community, how many people are going to benefit, say, from this specific facility?
So this network, actually, it's only very small pockets that may not have connectivity, but the whole community, you're talking of close to 300,000 people will actually be able to have full network. You may have heard from the governor's speech, people were calling him even at night just to test the network. So there's excitement here, and we're happy with all the different partners who we've worked with, whether it's American Towers or even Airtel, who have already launched their signal here, to ensure that everybody now is part of the whole network. The president is very committed to making sure that as a country, we all develop and grow together. We're not leaving anyone behind. That's in the Constitution. And so the USF, or the Universal Service Fund, that is led under the Communications Authority, is really putting in effort. And I'm really glad we've been able to launch here.
All right. Yeah. And before I just quickly have a word from the DG, before I let you go, Bwana Waziri, there's the deadline for the SIM card registration, which has been a matter of concern for many. And this is something that we've picked up from a lot of the feedback we've gotten. People are saying, Waziri, we've been queuing for fuel.
Kenyans always wait. I know I'm cutting you short, but we always wait. This was done over 2 years ago, where we said we'll give you 2 years to get the registration. It's an important thing that we must have. The same Kenyans have been writing to us or complaining to us, oh, so-and-so has taken my money because they called, can you follow them up? Now you go and check on that number, it's not registered to anyone. You can't find out who they are. Imagine if we have cars without number plates. How is the country going to operate if we have cars without number plates? The car hits you, and then what do you do? So the reason why this registration is happening, it is important. The deadline was put so that we make sure that everybody is registered. But remember, it's only those who are not registered that are in danger, not those who have registered. So we shouldn't worry too much on this deadline. The CA has continued to push to make sure that people are aware of the reasons for doing this. This area now, in terms of connectivity, they are very happy because now the security services are able to talk amongst themselves. They can provide even advanced information. But if you don't know who has those phones, and maybe it's thugs who are communicating, and you can't catch them, then we'll be in trouble. So this is an important thing, and the timing, we started before fuel, we started before all these other challenges.
So we're saying there's no extension of a deadline?
I am not the one who has set those standards, so I'll leave whoever it is that's responsible
He'll be
for
next
that.
on the line.
But as far as I know, I've not heard about any extension. But Kenyans always ask that. Remember, we extended even for voter registration. and still no one showed up. So how do we know that people are going to show up even for this one?
Okay,
Yeah.
before I bring him to respond to that, by virtue of being just less than 4 months into the elections, how ready is Kenya in terms of the ICT aspect for the elections, just for the sake of the feeling that it's credible and it's not going to be one that is going to have unnecessary issues?
I mean, look at where we are. You know, people are saying the polling stations here have no connectivity. Now they have 4G, leave alone 3G. So in terms of readiness, there are only a very few number of polling stations that may not have connectivity. I don't believe we have the full list from IEBC on all the polling centers. But even those that don't have, they now have satellite capability.
So any kind of an estimation of what percentage?
So we have, in terms of coverage, we're already at over 96%. In terms of polling stations, we're saying maybe 500 polling stations out of almost 50,000 polling stations. So it's like 1% that is not covered, but that can be covered with satellite. But remember, the coverage and all those services is through the operators. Government or CA does not provide the connectivity, as we provide the facilitation, but IEBC is the one that goes and contracts the operators. Okay. And I hope the relationship that they have, because some of them are complaining they were not paid last time, so they need this sorted out. We've already provided all the funding that's required in their budget, okay, and we hope they will be able to get all these people on board.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe I could just bring in the Director General of the Communications Authority, that's Ezra Chiloba. And thanks for speaking to us. Maybe we could just step here. Thank you. And before we, the CS has spoken about this facility. Let's just pick up from where he left, which is of great public interest, the aspect of the SIM card registration. So Kenyans are saying right now we were going to register, but we had to queue for fuel. We want to go for Easter. Can you just give us some reprieve and give us an extension of the deadline? What's your response to that?
Well, we indicated last Sunday that when we started this program 2 years ago, our intention was not to create a situation that we've seen now. What this has revealed to us is that we still have more challenges when it comes to registration of SIM cards. So we are having a review meeting this evening with all the operators, trying to draw insights in terms of the experiences they've seen, they've had, so that perhaps we make a decision on what's going to happen. And that's what actually we said last Sunday, that it will depend on the outcome of the ongoing exercise. But our aim is that each and every citizen who is using a SIM card must have that SIM card properly registered. So whether we're going to extend or not, that's a discussion we're going to have later in the course of the day, and we're going to determine the way forward.
Okay, and because I think one of the operators, the largest one, is still asking people to go physically, but the others are doing it, virtually. Is there anything that can be done to sort of intervene? The feeling is that it's 2022 where we're still queuing for a technology service.
No, it all depends with how they want to treat their respective customers. Our position as CA, we didn't expect that people are going to queue. We encourage the different operators to put in place measures that will enable their customers to actually be comfortable, to be compliant, to be able to verify and validate their registration status without having to go through the difficult process of registration. But also it depends on what, for example, Safaricom wants to achieve. We're going to listen to them to hear what are some of the challenges or the benefits of queuing, and based on that we'll be able to determine how we move forward.
Okay, and I think in the interest of time we'll stop there. We can have a conversation after we go off air. Right. And so in short, we are saying there's no guarantee of an extension.
There's no guarantee of an extension, okay, but what we're also saying, it's not the intention of CA to make the public or citizens suffer by virtue of the fact that they've not registered, because it seems to us that the challenge is much more to the readiness or preparedness of the operators and not that of the ordinary citizens. So we're going to make sure that we protect the interest of the public.
Okay, thank you very much. The Director General of the Communications Authority of Kenya, that's Ezra Chiloba, who was speaking after the CS of ICT, Innovation Youth Affairs, Joe Musheru, about this event that's happening today, and we shall be packaging this to give you the details of what it means. We shall also be giving you some of the insights from the County Governor of this county of West Pokot as we proceed with the coverage of the same. So for now, I take you back to you.